Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Lunchroom podcast. I am your boy Dapper Dan. Got my guy Fritz the Soul across from me. My guy Ray, aka the movie guy. You feel me? It's not. We always got some cheesy shit during the intro, but it's not the usual four. As we told you last week, you know, Reem's not with us right now. He's alive, but he's not with us, you know, recording right now. But we got a guest with us, and I'd like to have our guests introduce ourselves. Make sure you're speaking to the mic, ma'am, please.
Okay. Hi, how you guys doing? I'm Cedric/Cedrianne Dree, whatever you guys.
And also Jane of all trades.
Right, Jane of all trades, whatever you want to call me. We're pretty much here to talk about what's going on between me and, you know, everything in between. So
what
you're gonna get an insight.
So what is going on? What is this? What is Hooked by Dree? Tell us, what is all this? It looks delicious, but what is all this?
Good presentation.
So what's funny is seeing that we're talking about Jane of all trades. This one is actually an alcoholic drink, and then this one is, I would call it your holistic version of Hooked by Dree. So I'm into kind of like how a chef is in their kitchen, like they're just mixing and blending and, you know, doing what they can do, seeing what complements the other, and, you know, dipping and dabbing. That's how I look at bartending. So I call it a mixology. Well, not me, but that's the term, and I like to flow with that one versus bartending.
Copy.
Because of the fact that, like, I go in and I actually mix and I...
So you're not star-tending.
You feel me? Like, we go in.
You're not star-tending. I get it.
Liquor scientist.
Yo, low-key.
Liquor scientist.
One thing I always appreciated with the way that I did servicing when I was bartending was, like, if a customer came in and they didn't know what they wanted to drink, I would be on some, let's figure it out. Like, between you and I, we're going to figure out what you want to drink, and we're going to make it happen. If you know a drink that I don't know how to make, by the end of today, we're going to know how to make it.
That's what you call customer service.
High key, because for me, I don't talk up when I'm in between bars, salons. That's also why I started doing my own hair, because of the fact that I, you know, whether you go to the salon or the barbershop and they do what they want to do, and you're just sitting there like, all right, I'm not going to black on you. I do hate my hair, but I'm not going to cause a scene, you know? So I was always that person that just sat there and I was on some, all right, I'm a chill. So I always made it my duty to be like, all right, what do you want to do? You know, don't just look at the menu and try to go off of that. If you really don't want anything on the menu, we don't have to do that.
Right. So would you say, like, one of the things that stand out about you is just, like, you're just talented enough to just make it happen, whatever the case may be.
I like to talk to people, so it's just like, let me know what we doing.
So you being a bartender is what, like, sparked you wanting to have your own business?
Nah, actually, it started a long time before that. I mean, when I was in middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah.
No, so she's been hustling. She's been hustling since I've met her.
I was gonna ask, like, when did you stop working a 9 to 5?
Fun fact for the viewers, like, I've known Cedric since. Fun fact for the viewers, I've known Cedric since, like, we was like wee little picnics. Yeah, like
we grew up together, high key. So he, from the sidelines, saw the in betweens of me just doing everything.
So I see her
like, yo, what are you
open
doing
up
now?
A tutor business.
Yo,
like, she done did everything.
That's how where it started. Okay, so that's where
I think that is where it started.
On paper, it started. Like, I'm actually doing money wise, but really hustling. It was in middle school when I'm West Indian, so my mother used to do cornrows up into 1. I don't know if you guys know about that, but that's not it. When you in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, nah. Girls got weaves. If they're not doing weaves, they're doing the eyebrows. If they're not doing the eyebrows, they got little tips going on. I got none of that.
You had the koala in the braids?
I had one pair of sneakers that was name brand, and when I got in trouble, my mother hit it. And I had to put it in my book bag and take it to school and bring it back in time for her to not see that it was going.
That's
like,
tough.
It was real. So I started doing girls' hair in the bathroom because they would come to school with their hair a little messed up. Like my friends, my homegirls, we were all low key. So sometimes their hair flicking off a little bit. I got you. You're not up to par where the other girls are at, so I got you. We in the bathroom.
I was like, that's a bathroom break? Like, you asked for the whole pass, like, meet me here.
Meet me in my office. That was my phone. Meet me in my office. Real talk. It was when you had to come do your hair. It was meet me in my office, and my office was around the corner from homeroom at the girls' bathroom.
Okay.
So whether it be that, and then there was what was I in the 11th grade maybe?
When you started doing the
tutoring?
Yeah, it's like 11th.
It was also I couldn't get a job because when you're 16, it's like when you get your first working papers or whatever, you barely able to work.
Yeah, they don't be giving. They be giving us that for no reason because they're not trying to hire nobody.
It make no sense. Real talk. So I was into my right. I want to make my money, and at the same time, West Indian parents as well. They're not just cashing out for no reason for you. They probably give you a little $10 here and there, like that's it.
Right.
Unless you're fortunate enough to have that parent where it's like, okay,
yeah,
you go ahead. But for my parents, it's on some if you didn't work for it, you're not getting it type of thing. Like I worked for my money, so I want to see what you got going on.
Thanks.
So I went in the library and I printed up a little flyer. And it was basically a tutoring business. And I was like, from ages such and such, grade such and such, this is what I'm doing. And out of nowhere, I'm literally in Grand Street in the bathroom, stepping out of class. Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, how are you? I have a son in grade such and such, and he's not doing so well in his classes. And I saw your ad in the library over on Eastern Parkway. What can we do about that? And I'm like, oh, this is real life. I thought maybe I was going to get 1-2 calls, but like y'all really calling me. I got to step out of class for this. And there was a girl, I forgot her name, Melissa. She had to become my employee because I had like 5 students. And I didn't have like a place to do it, so I really had to travel.
How you become a boss?
By chance.
Overnight.
By chance.
That's crazy.
It was crazy, and you wouldn't even think that. Like I'm just walking the halls regular, and that's really what I don't know. Like it just became a part of me.
Yeah,
so
you always had the hustler's mentality,
right? Like people would be on some, like even my closest friends would be on some, yo, what are you doing? I saw you posted that. What? Even you'd be like, yo, what? When did you? Okay.
Yeah, like what I'm saying. It's hard to keep up sometimes.
So it's just naturally, and then I don't want to talk about little God and what have you, but it's just like whatever He puts you to, just do your thing, do it. So I've always done that, and it just so happens that I've made money from it.
So we love to hear it.
Shout out to you.
But so like, what advice would you give somebody who's like trying to get to you, because obviously you ain't making it, you're not where you want to be. But like, what advice would you give to somebody that is like, trying to just start something up? You know what I'm saying?
I would say, because people are also scared all the time, so I would say go for it. Literally, just those 3 words.
So just
go for
just start it.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's on some I can't afford it, you can make means, because I can tell you, even with Corona, I don't even want to get into that, but I got fired in February. Well, not fired, but laid off because my job also couldn't provide. You feel me? So that's February, and we're now almost in July. I haven't had a check, like an actual written check, nothing since then. I have rent to pay. I have everything in between. I'm still in school. I pay tuition out of pocket.
Damn.
So if I can make that happen with the Black no resources, we want to talk about it, like, we can all do it. Right. So it's just like, go for it. If you're really in your brain and you're getting signs and different in-betweens, don't ignore your signs, because your spirits or the in-betweens, the universe could be giving that sign to somebody else. Real talk. And you sitting there sitting on the signs that the universe is giving you. So just go for it. If it doesn't work out, you could say, I'm going to reroute. But at least you can't say, oh, I didn't do that. So.
No regrets.
That was kind of us with this podcast in a sense.
Go for it. Not for real.
We kind of just like, yo, like we could do. I think we could do this.
I mean, I've heard people say that in the past. Like, the first piece of advice they give you is just start it. Do it.
But at the same time, you don't want to, you like, damn.
Yeah, it's a hesitation, the fear that, it's usually fear that hold people back from doing the things they really want to do anyway.
But at the same time, you gotta just.
I was gonna ask, okay, so you have all this going on so far, built it up to your life right now. What do you see as the end goal?
Okay.
Great question.
My end goal actually has nothing to do with this.
I kind of figured that. I'm not gonna lie, that's what I'm saying. That's why I asked.
My end goal has nothing to do with this. The only thing I can say it has to do with this is the fact that it's business. Yeah. So my end goal is actually to own a school where the students pretty much can do them. So it's like you're learning in a creative sense versus on a curriculum. Like, it can still be a curriculum, don't get me wrong, we can still have order, but I want you to come in and every day you know what you learned. Like, you're not going home and somebody that asked you, what did you learn today? And you're sitting there like, oh, let me find it in the back of my archives. Hold on. Oh, wait. The teacher did that. Okay. I learned that, Ma. I learned that. So I want you to come in, at least be hands-on, you know, like literally be creative, because there's STEM. I don't know if you guys know about STEM, but STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. My favorite thing with STEM is Legos. I don't care how old you are. We're going to crank out them Legos.
It's challenging, but once you get there.
Because you have the Legos that's like this tall, and you can build a whole situation. So it's like, if you have to do even a math problem, and your math problem is talking about an equation, we about to figure out why this lever got to the 30 degrees such and such, because you're doing, like, I like to do that. So just the fact that everybody is creative in their own way, I like to tap into that. And I want just an establishment, even if it's not a school, I want it to be like just something huge where people can really come in and do their like do their own thing, but like learn at the same time, and we all on the same page.
Okay.
So that's like
that
wavy.
That's wavy. That's a nice thing too.
I really want it to be a school though. Like
it's really gonna be in New York, in the country, out of the country.
I want it to be outside of New York to start, but if the universe wants me to expand, I'll definitely have one in New York, of course, because this is home.
Exactly.
You feel me? So I can't not do home. But I really want it to be out of state because New York is a little fast paced. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do my vision too quick out here.
That's cool. That's dope though. That's dope. Shout out to you.
You got anything else? All right, so now I'm gonna get into my shenanigans.
Switch gears.
Yeah. So I came here because the world wants to know. The world wants to know. Can a 9-to-5 nigga hit it? Is that happening?
She already was like, "What is a 9-to-5?" That shit, I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's what the world wants to know.
You definitely is.
Is there no hope for the 9-to-5
nigga? We don't have to review
nigga?
the tapes, but it definitely, definitely came out. It definitely came out.
I didn't mean to do that.
I wasn't offended.
Now you keep.
I was not offended.
Stack.
I didn't mean to do that.
Just keeping it in the stack.
Nah, it's cool.
That's a controversy.
No, let's listen.
I don't really consider it controversy,
answer
but
the question, ma'am. You understand? And I'm not.
Oh my God!
I will badger the witness.
Wow.
Nah,
I said, "Wow."
Nah, I'm not. I didn't.
I'm my fault, bro.
That's not fair, Eli, because we can't drink anything. So
I'm sorry. I just got a sip. It was in front of me.
Time out. I even put y'all on, but her slap. Like they dead ass. Like I didn't ask her to do that. Like
hold on,
if it didn't stop, I would have told her to keep it home. Like,
hold on.
It's that everything she made slap.
Hold on. It's good for you too.
Delicioso.
Okay.
This shit got elderberry. It's elderberry lemonade, right?
Muy bien.
Muy bien. It got elderberry syrup, mint lemon, and brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Okay.
That shit.
That's the shit that put it over the top.
Like y'all see it. This is real time, real.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? That was his first test. He was never hooked. You feel me?
He was in the conversation.
My fault. I'm sorry.
Nah, cause you gotta answer the question though. Can the 9-to-5 nigga hit it? Yes or no?
Of course.
What are the stipulations?
I was gonna say you don't have to think that much. It's a yes or no, but you know it's not.
What are the stipulations?
All right, so it's not
Just
even about.
Have to understand why you're up at 3 a.m.
Oh my God, that's crazy because I was gonna bring up that scenario.
Go ahead, let's go.
I said wow. Okay, so when it comes to a 9-to-5 man, he's in a routine. So he wakes up, he goes to even if it's not a 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock schedule. You wake up, you do your breakfast, or even if you don't do breakfast, you go to work and you do what you got to do at work, and you come home, you take your either rest, you get to watch your TV, family time. In between, you go to sleep. And you wake up and you do it all over again, except for the weekend. With your entrepreneur woman now, like myself, it's a little different. You don't have that typical routine. So sometimes you want that companion that can high-key match your energy / your flow. So you want that person that'll understand if you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning printing labels and not talking about, baby, why you not next to me? You feel me? Like, sometimes you want that. So I say that all to say it really depends on your mentality and not even if you have a routine. Because people can have a routine and you still on some, nah, babe, I got you. Like, if anything, I'm going to rest up right now so that you could sleep. And then when I get up in the morning, I'm going to probably wake up as soon as you go to sleep. And I'll probably package what you had left because you printed everything. So I'll pack up before I do breakfast. Like, you know, so it really just bubbles down to what type of mentality you have, you know, what you got going on. Because I've had some 9-to-5s that definitely have stayed up with me, even though they had work the next morning. And they'll definitely, listen, if I got to package a drink, I have to ship, I have to, whatever, I got you. I got to drip a little strawberry because I also do that. So it works.
So
it really
tell us about some times that are difficult or times that it didn't work. Because, I mean, you said you had a couple 9-to-5ers. So tell me about the times that it didn't work. Tell me about the times that it was like, yeah, this is the reason why. Tell me about the reasonings as to why it wouldn't work.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
A main one is kind of like a DJ. You know, your DJ or your celebrity, they'll have people always in their phone. And it doesn't matter the hour. You have a customer. If your customer wake up at 2 o'clock or if they're up at 2 o'clock and you're sleeping, you and your man are sleeping, and they're up at 2 o'clock and they want a drink or they want whatever the case may be, they're going to text you. They're going to hit you, whatever the case is. So you can have a guy that does not see why somebody would be in your phone at that hour. They'll be on some, why is your phone going off?
I would definitely be sketchy at a 2
And
in the morning.
even if you say that's a customer, it's just like...
So basically, the man has to be, from what I'm gathering, is that he just has to kind of be like, strong in himself, kind of
he
like
has to be secure.
Secure.
You really have to be
because
secure.
It could be a scenario where like you're gonna be dealing with a lot of people that's not him on the regular.
Exactly.
That so happen might be a male.
Exactly.
Because that's the issue that y'all see now. I wouldn't have an issue with that.
I've had even women. Nah, I don't even want to call the man out. But my last.
You could throw salt. This is an open platform.
Nah, I need the umbrella, like, because it's shade, and I don't want... Damn,
listen, chances are...
You can send it to them after this, feel me? It might help.
Okay. Anyway, I don't even want to, because we touch based on men. My last relationship, I would have women even be talking to me at regular hours of the day, and he would be on some, nah, she's talking to you too often type thing. What the fuck? And you, like, that's why I really go back to say you really have to be secure within yourself. Yeah,
that's different.
Like, real talk. Real talk, you really have to be secure within yourself to deal with a person. I don't even want to say woman. A person that's not on a routine or on a schedule. Because their life fluctuates and you got to just bounce around with it. And if you can't take that, you're not going to survive. You're going to drive yourself crazy. So don't even play like you can survive in that environment. Yeah, you know,
that makes sense. That's great point. She broke that down perfectly. Exactly. There's no other way to really answer that. Like if B Simone had said it like that, we would have been having a different conversation.
That's what, I'm like,
it's the way you say things.
It's the way it was the way she said it.
It's because she be using that and my boyfriend, and like she used that voice. You got to use
crazy is I didn't see the video.
What's going on with that lady?
You don't have to, bro.
I just know for me the 95 situation. I just know about that.
You good? Yo.
And she out here stealing people ideas, supposedly.
Damn, that's another topic.
Yeah, we not even.
You don't be stealing people ideas, right?
Of course not.
She the one that says you sit there and make the drink with you, like
exactly.
You feel me? But
we can't throw shade on that.
Just because we gotta move forward, we can't stick here too long. Unfortunately, we gotta get political. You know what I'm saying?
It's not unfortunate.
Not unfortunate, but it's about a couple things that are unfortunate to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to bring up was the Atlanta shooting. It was kind of controversial even amongst us as a people because some people were like, you know, well, for those that don't know, it was Rashad Brooks. He was killed by a police officer in Atlanta. He was sleeping in a Wendy's parking lot. This one hit close home to me because I've slept many a times in a Wendy's parking lot.
Oh, no.
I've slept many a times because my job is next to a Wendy's. And many a times, as you see from last night when I texted you about How to Get Away with Murder finale, I be
Great show.
I be up at like 3 in the morning, so I be asleep at work. So I come in, I was taking a nap at Wendy's many a times. So for him to like end up dead in a situation like that, it's crazy. Right. But basically, I wanted to get at, because what side of the fence you guys are on, I already kind of know, but because people are saying that, you know, because of the fact that he did take the taser, you know, and speed off and run, that, you know, we can't be too upset about. Obviously, the outcome is still ridiculous, but the fact that things got physical and whatnot, we can't really be too upset. So I just want to get y'all takes on that. I'm gonna start, Eli.
I mean, the situation itself definitely escalated. It didn't start crazy, but at the end of the day, police officers are not trained to kill. Like, you have to defuse the situation. If your life is not in danger, why are you shooting somebody? Especially during this time, bro. Like, you really gonna kill a nigga, a black man during this time? This time.
That was my thoughts exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That was my thoughts
like,
exactly.
It's just them being them, bro. Being animals. You know what I'm saying? Killing. Like, it's not right. Regardless of what happened, their lives weren't in danger, so they didn't need to kill that man.
True.
This was definitely a hot topic in our group chat.
Facts. But you already know what's a hot topic.
That's what I'm saying. It's a hot topic. Yeah. Either way.
I'm going to say this on here. Ty's a bad man.
He's a bad dude, bro.
Ty's a bad man.
Either way, definitely I agree with Eli. Like, this was, to me, in my opinion, uncalled for.
Super.
First, I want to tackle that whoever called and the Wendy's employee called the cops. Shame on you, because
you could have knocked on his window.
Like I said, like I've been saying for I don't even know how long, the past month and some change. This is not the time right now to be calling the cops for any reason. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna right now.
Absolutely necessary.
I'm not in this situation. I'm not calling the cops unless like it's a serious situation for me and anybody else that's open to the anyone else of the public should be keeping that in mind right now, because I don't even feel safe right now calling the cops for me. So I don't understand why you would call the cops if someone's sleeping in your parking lot. He's out of mind, out of sight. So shame on y'all for that.
If anything, keep an eye.
Exactly. And two, definitely was uncalled for. I believe John, I feel like, had the best take in the group chat. I agree with him profusely.
Honestly, bro, when y'all be getting into it, I don't be reading it because I be getting tight.
Yeah, I feel you. Sometimes I'm like that with Todd too. But either way, I agree with John in the sense that cops, I feel like a cop's powerful tool is discretion. Is their discretion. Feel me? And they don't. That's not something they talk about or they keep in mind when they're on the job. And in that situation, if you would have just practiced some discretion, like Todd said or like John said, you could have asked the guy for his keys, took him to his house. The few situation like that. That's it. Out of mind, out of sight. You move on your shift. But no, the cop himself wanted not to practice discretion. He was fishing for the guy to get arrested. Exactly, and to incriminate himself. So for that reason, the situation escalated. So at the end of the day, whether he stole or took the taser, it should have never got there. And in my opinion, as the officer of the law, it's your job not to even let it get there. But no, people only gonna look at he was defending himself, he took the taser and stuff like that. When again, how many videos have we seen of white people doing
wacky shit? Bro.
Exactly.
Today's the anniversary of when the dude went and shot up the church.
That Dylan,
and it was I think like 15 black folks.
And supposedly it took him like to
they
eat on the way.
Out real nice, yeah.
Feel me? So like, so again, it's uncalled for. That's all it. That's whether right or wrong he took the taser or not. It doesn't matter because it should have never got there in the first place.
That's just another black man dead.
And I believe he was definitely charged with attempted murder.
Yeah.
He's facing charges.
But you know how.
And I feel like the bitch cops they're starting to protest against that. Because they called out today, supposedly. Yeah. They're like not showing up to shifts. They not answering calls and stuff like that. So shame on y'all. Because again, this shit is uncalled for. I don't understand how a cop right now. The last thing we need is a cop protest, my nigga. Like, that's just going to egg on the war. And if that's what they want, then hey, it is what it is. We know what side they on at the end of the day. Yeah. So that's just what I have on that.
What you got?
I felt that.
Shit is dumb.
I mean, I really can't do anything but agree with every last bit, because it's really on the I was actually talking about it today, because again, you were sleeping and it also low-key hit home, like what you were saying. I've slept in my car before where I couldn't find a parking spot. I used to live in Queens where everyone had a driveway, and if you didn't have a driveway, you park on the little patches between the driveways. So if you're not parking there, you park in however far, and you got to take a cab back to your house. And that was me sometimes. I literally used to take a cab back home. So there was one night, I'm not going to hold you, I was drinking, but it was far beyond me driving. Like, I'm a person that I'll drink water in between my drinks. I'll drink water until I'm going to drive. So I did that. But at the same time, when I got home, there was no parking spots. So I'm tired. It's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I go to sleep. So I double parked directly in front of my house, and my mom knew I was outside and everything. So the car's on. It was also wintertime. I'm not turning the car off. I'm sorry. I'm not going to die in my car. No. It's not happening. Wintertime, let me tell you, honey. It's not. Once that car get cold, it get cold. So I would say like an hour later, not even an hour later, I want to say half an hour later, there's whoop whoop going around the car. So I wake up, and sure enough, there's an officer next to the driver's seat, and he taps the window, and I'm like, how you doing, officer? He's like, how you doing? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just in front of my house. I couldn't find a parking spot. He's like, well, your car is on, so something looks off. Yeah. So I'm like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'm right here in front of my house. He's like, all right, well, can you come out and take a breathalyzer test? Out of nowhere, literally. So me now, I'm like, damn, I just went to game night. It was a few hours ago, but still I have sense to know that whatever it is still within. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I take the breathalyzer test, and it was slightly over. So I'm again telling them, like, I'm directly in front of my house, literally not but a few couple steps. So I call my mother, and she comes outside, and she's like, she's pretty much pleading the same thing I'm pleading. She's like, officer, she couldn't find a parking spot. She's in front of the house. She's only sitting in the car because she doesn't want to park at the hydrant and get a $115 ticket that she usually gets if she doesn't go elsewhere. My parking tickets are up there because of them things, okay? So I'm thinking that me dropping asleep in the car is okay. But quite frankly, with the car on, it's not okay. It's not. I've learned that after that. So it's like small things like that you get to learn.
Even your seatbelt. If you turn the car on without your seatbelt on,
right, things like that. That's crazy. So I've gotten to learn, but by the grace of the universe and God, whatever you believe in, like, I was just like, okay, let's do this. Because I've also been victim to a little tussle with the police. I don't know if you in Grand Street. No, you guys knew about that?
No, I knew about that.
Boy, that's another story. I was a victim of police brutality.
Damn, that's tough.
I've been there,
crazy.
I've been there.
It's so crazy because I'm not going to hold you. My mouth is slick.
Oh, we know.
But, yeah. So my mouth is slick. But the last thing I would do is put my hands on people. Like, I've learned that from young. I don't touch first. Yeah. Plain and simple. Like, my mouth might be rough, but I'm not going to touch you. So, bubbling back to the car situation, long story short, I got to the precinct, and I was still, over the limit, but by the time whoever got there to actually take my last test before, like, processing me, I guess, at that time, it was like 6 hours later. I literally spent the night in the precinct just sitting there. Literally from like 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning. And then by that time, I didn't have anything on my breath. So those officers were looking like, you're very lucky and blah, blah, blah. And we could have took the car and blah, blah, blah. But I could only imagine if I was like a young black man. What? Because alone, they knew I was in front of my house, so they really could have given me a warning. They could have let my mother go with the car and go find a parking spot. Exactly. You feel me? It's not like I'm on the side of the road on the highway and you really don't know what to do.
And that's where the issue lies. Like, there's nobody trying to diffuse situations. So discretion.
And
it's
that's
like,
really what
let's make a problem out of nothing.
Discretion.
Exactly. So it's like, I could only imagine if I was really a young black man and they really was like on some, all right, one, I have a quota to fill. I probably didn't even get enough tickets for this month. So let me see what I could get out of you. I could probably get like a few 1-2 charges out of you.
It's technically an F, so that's a big arrest. Are you kidding me? That's technically an F. I was sitting in there like, damn, I'm a teacher. Yeah, slow.
What you mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, and again, like, I'm a person that I don't drink and drive. Like, I'll drink a glass of wine and you could pass me some water after that. So for me, when I had to get home, I also don't like to leave my car at random places. So I'm like, all right, I had my drinks a few hours ago, so I'm fine. So if they really wanted to do something, again, that could have turned into something completely crazy. Yeah. So for me, it's just like, why don't they get on the bandwagon of wanting to diffuse situations? Like, I feel like they're always I have a point to prove, So that's really my take on things. Like, why do you have to come into a situation and literally, because what I understand, the man was already also passed or shot, and they kicked him, and there was also an officer that was standing on his shoulder. So it's like at that point, even after he ran off with your taser and you decided to go off with your gun, you came over there and you playing with him like he's a little mouse. You feel me? So at that point, like, at first you can play the whole fence saying, I don't want to play sides and I don't want to say that the guy ran off and you shouldn't have shot him because you felt blah, blah, blah. But at the point where you fired off 1-2 shots or however many shots and you came over there, you didn't feel to check for a pulse to see if he's alive. Your initial instinct was to kick him over to see if his eyes would open. Okay.
Yeah, okay. It's like, it's tough because for me, like, the biggest thing for me was just like, when I saw the video, like, it was the first like 3 minutes that I saw the conversation was calm. He was trying to tell him like, yo, like, I don't want any problems. Like, I was just trying to cool off basically. But like, yo, my sister crib over there, I could walk. They could have took him, whatever the case may be. It was a simple solution. Then like they made it crazy. And then like there was a black officer with him on one of his, like, I guess partners or whatever at the time was with him. And like after he shot him, he was kind of like, I think the audio caught him saying basically like I just wanted to make sure you good. Like he's talking to like the officer. Yeah, I'm just like, yo, that's nuts, bro. And it's like just super disheartening to like talk about and just like it's not something you want to like really relive, but it's like it's become become our like reality. Yeah. But another thing I wanted to talk about is even moving on from the police itself, just within our own community, especially this week, it's been rampant about. Me and Ray have Twitter. I don't know if you have a Twitter or you're active on Twitter, but I know he's not. Yeah. But like it's been active, like they've been coming at the black men for not protecting the black women as we should. Now, my personal take on it is that I feel like there were points being made about how black men do treat black women. Like there was points being made about, you know, they only treat black women, only respect them if they're attractive to them, or like, you know, just things of that nature, just like not really real respect, just for them being a black woman and me being a black man. But basically I wanted to know, like, what ways do we feel like we can, you know, better protect the black women? And I feel like that would be best answered by a black woman. Like, how do you feel we can better improve as men? Because, I mean, I can say for myself, I don't think I'm very disrespectful to women at all. I don't think I ever really have. I was raised a lot by my mother, so, like, I really don't really play that disrespect game. Right. But with the women's, because I hate men. I'm not gonna lie, I hate men.
You be slandering women a lot on this podcast, though.
No, I slander the hustles. I don't slander the women. I slander the hustles. I don't slander the women themselves. But go ahead.
Catch that episode.
No, you can watch any episode for that.
It makes an appearance.
I watched a few episodes. I don't see that. All right, I gotta tune in.
It's usually towards the end. Right. But I try to sneak it in there. But to stay on track, because we don't got too much time left.
Okay.
How would you, let's say, top 2 or 3 things you could think off top of the head
that we can improve on?
Yeah, as not us specific at table, just as black men, people of color in general, to, you know, help protect the black woman better or respect the black women more.
Well, first, do you even agree? Like, do you think black men have to improve on protecting black women, or do you think we're fine the way it is?
I wouldn't say so much physically protect, because you have in every race, I'm not going to hold you, where there is that male that will take advantage of a woman in any race. So I'm not even going to sit here and play like it's only a thing that happens in the colored community. But one thing I would say is that I'm not going to hold you, as colored people, we do lack empathy, the talking to, just that emotion aspect of life. Like, we don't get that opportunity to speak to our parents or our peers on that level. So that transpires into your adulthood. So after a while, you are rough in your tone. So we are a rough people. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, as a people, we are rough. We talk to each other crazy. Like, if I like what you wearing, I don't even know the phrase. There was a meme about it one day. It was just like, I forgot, but just the way that we speak is on some, like, it's not negative, but in another light, it can be seen as negative. So that transpires into a lot.
It's an aggressive tone.
Between aggressive and just, you know, everything in between. Mm-hmm. So that will transpire into everything that we do. So even as women, like, we're labeled as the angry black woman. You feel me? So there's also the male is just like that catcalling male. Like, he's always going to catcall me. Anytime he wants to get to me, he's going to catcall me from across the street or wherever he's at. So I feel like...
Has that ever worked on you?
Nah.
Never?
You really got to do something special for me to really turn back and...
Okay. Some people, for me, it worked for them. Some people it don't. I never...
Niggas be blowing my mind.
No funny.
How you doing?
How you doing? It's like
I'm not
3, 4 of them.
The success rate on that is so low.
Like,
and that's across all men. And I don't know why men do it
I've
so
seen it work for some and I've seen it blow up in their face. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Nah, it don't work. Check on them a few months later.
I don't think it. For me, that's the thing. It's like I don't think it's meant for the long term. For me, it's a short window. It's a short window you're trying to fulfill. That's it.
I don't have time for a short window. Time to fulfill. So it's like, if that gets you to places where you want to get, do your thing between you and that woman. But as a whole, as a people, I feel like we do have space to be a little bit more soft. I don't want to say soft if it turns somebody off, but we do, like, we have ways to improve on the way that we speak to each other, because it is a little rough. And the folks that are in tune with their more neutral side of life, not the more aggressive side, they'll take, like, it's not too good feeling to them. You feel me? So I feel like we do have ways that we can improve on the way that we speak to each other. And that's my only thing when it comes to the men of my community. Like, I genuinely feel in the men of my community, like, when I'm in their presence, I feel safe. Like,
and they respect you. And
like, literally, a lot of my friends are male. I don't know why, but a lot of my friends are male. And when I'm in their presence, I don't know, like, it could be 3 of them alone, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
You're comfortable.
Like, I would forget my phone places, and I know that one of them have my phone. I could not be looking at something, and I know that one of them be like, yo, you saw that? I'm like, nah, not even. And they'll put me on to what's going on, anything. But they'll always be on point, whether they're messing with me, whether it's just a friend, whether they don't even know me. But they'll always be like, yo, y'all saw her? Nah, she's over there. All right, wait, hold on. We're going to wait for her. But we good.
So the biggest thing for you is how we communicate with each other.
Right. Exactly.
And that's good that you have, like, positive experience, because honestly, the way, I mean, it's social media, so it's going to be what it is, but the way it would seem, it's like so many women just have negative experiences with black men. I mean,
I could imagine that a lot of it's warranted too, because I've seen way too much bullshit in my life.
I've seen a lot, and like a lot of videos are resurfacing. I mean, albeit most of them not recent, but like just men like doing stuff you shouldn't do to women. Like, I seen a man, I guess they was arguing, son hit her with the skateboard.
Yeah.
And then there was like a group of dudes to a girl.
With the catcalling thing, I was gonna say, if anything, as males, like, for me, some people they don't know how to deal with rejection. That's where, like, that's where, like, for me, the communication, like she said, the communication kind of falls apart, and like for me, the aggression come out. Because people, they don't know how
to... really? You really just said
no
to
like,
me?
For me, they feel, like, disrespected, I guess, in a way. Like, as a man, I never felt like I could deal with rejection. For me, you say no, I'm keeping it pushing. For me, but some people I've seen, like, like, I guess they take it as a disrespectful thing, that it's like, you said no to me? Like you said, me? You said no to me? Do you know who I am?
Right,
exactly,
being, like, I've had people call on me, and they'll call me for a good 10 seconds. And they realize I'm still going, like, I'm a block down. All right, you ugly anyway.
Like, regular,
10 seconds ago, I wasn't ugly. What happened? So it's just like, y'all really don't know how to take rejection. So we gotta come to terms with how we deal with things.
This is kind of off topic. Before I move on, this is kind of off topic, but I just felt we had to say this as a male-led podcast.
Okay.
We got to make sure. I mean, it doesn't happen in our friend group, to my knowledge. I pride myself on choosing great people to be around, but to those watching, definitely check for your friends. You know what I'm saying? Check your friends that are really aggressive with women. Check your friends that, you know, struggle with rejection, because I've definitely been seeing a lot of, you know, what they call, I guess, rape apologists, or like you kind of like supporting like alleged rapists,
sexual misconduct.
Like, and I've seen a lot of that. Like, I mean, because like, and I saw something today that kind of made sense. Like, I'd rather defend a girl that was lying than like be on the side of the dude that like was the alleged raper. You feel me? You know, so like just a little PSA to like guys, because I know guys watch us out heavy. Like, we want to make sure we check in our friends. You know what I'm saying? If we see them getting too aggressive, don't be afraid to pull them to the side. Like, yo, you wilding the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? That ain't it. But I think we're gonna move on from there. I feel we spent a good amount of time on our political climate outside. I feel like, I don't want to drudge it down too much.
Can I ask my question?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I bet.
I was gonna say, go ahead.
All right, yo.
We get into the whatever section.
I got into my predicament, a typical predicament. That's a real narrative. That's a narrative that is, I feel like every guy could relate to.
Okay.
So I was trying to talk to some shorty, and it just so happened that apparently I talked to one of her friends. Talk to one of her friends.
Nothing ever happened.
Nothing ever. Straight text, bro. It was straight text.
Straight text, bro.
Straight text. I gave her one hug. That's it.
There was barely physical contact,
bro. That was like a month and some change too. 2 months.
And just a hug.
That's so her one time hug, text. That's it. And she bagged me kinda. I'm not even going front. She pulled up in my DM.
Okay.
Either way, Shorty said she couldn't talk to me because I talked to her friend. Now, my question for you is...
Wait, time out before it. So the same show that you hugged said she can't talk to you because...
No.
Her friend...
It's some other girl.
Okay.
This is that girl we for me, that's been dead for like a couple of months.
Okay.
It's some other girl that apparently, for me, they have a relationship. Either way, my question for you is, what is the definition of talking to your friend? And two, is there a way we grow out of that? Like, when we grow up, for me, I'm like about to be 25, so
I felt that.
I'm not gonna lie, for me, like, I would think that we gonna grow out of this. Like, if they're supposed to be best friends, if that's your best friend, you will want your best friend to be happy, right? And secure within yourself. Like, yo, I didn't do nothing with this nigga. Go ahead, sis. Lay it up for me. So that's what I wanted to ask from the opposite sex.
Okay.
For perspective.
Do we grow out of it? I feel like we should have grown out of the initial, because at the end of the day in Brooklyn, the times we all know each other. And then I'm not gonna hold you. Like the world is small.
Exactly.
Nah, like
in a nutshell, the world
it usually
is small.
doesn't take much more than a couple people to get to somebody.
The world is small, so that's really where it bubbles down to communication. Like, we're old enough to understand communication, so it's like, if you're my friend and you're my friend, you are more of a distant friend than this one. Mm-hmm. If such and such wants to date both of y'all, who would I more feel like okay with? Be like, all right, whatever. Not you, because you're further. So if it really bubbles down to you getting into some way that way, it's really communication. But even on both ends, you really got to talk to your friend. I'm sorry, you do. Because if y'all have had even relations, that's communication.
That's the relations, the text.
Nah, so that's really all y'all did?
Text. Yo, I'm not lying, bro.
So the other woman, what did you guys do? I'm confused.
No. Okay, boom. Situation goes like this.
I thought it was 2 women we talking about, and the second woman you just text.
The first woman is just straight text. It's nothing. Dead.
Okay.
Couple months go by.
One hug.
Yeah, one hug. Couple months go by.
So number 2.
Couple months go by, and I see some girl on one of my man's live. One thing led to another. My man's, I didn't ask for nothing. Mm-hmm. My man's was the one trying to put in the word for me. And he was saying, yo, she with it. But you talk to her friend. I'm like, what? She said, yo, I look good, I'm fly, everything. But damn, you talk to my man's. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's
I didn't talk to that girl, bro.
Oh, so I misunderstood. I thought y'all had things going on.
Not a damn.
We too old for that.
That's that.
Thank you. But then again, I thought about that. They're younger than us, so they haven't reached that level of maturity.
That's a drag.
Thank you. I just wanted to know if I was bugging.
That's why I really started it with also, like, our community, I'm not going to hold you. Again, we're, like, we all know each other. Like, we really do. So it really bubbles down to communication if it's on that level. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if it's something as small as we only had text conversations, a hug, so you say.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm not lying.
I believe him.
I'm not lying. I'm not a liar. I'm a bad liar.
That's not even an ask question.
Yo, thank you. That's what I'm saying.
How old is she? Can I ask?
She like 21.
Yeah.
They both 21, I think.
They're still like.
So they still, that's what I thought about it. I was like, that was the only excuse I had. Like, they didn't reach that maturity level.
That shouldn't even been. That's why I went so deep, because I really thought you guys had relations.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if that was my girl, if I was a female and that was my friend, I would be like, yo, be happy, sis. lay it up.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I've
like,
been there as well. I'm not gonna hold
for
you.
me, like,
And on that such a far away scale.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all right, but like again, I'm Gucci. I think I got my question over.
Yeah, don't even think.
You got a
about
what
that.
would you rather?
Oh, I do.
Yeah, so I feel like I told you, but he does this. We're bringing it back. It's been some weeks, but
So, what would you rather be? In jail for 5 years or in a coma for a decade?
Jail.
I probably gotta take jail.
Jail?
I probably gotta take jail.
Oh wow, jail.
Coma is like
A coma, because a jail, at least people know I'm alive. Like coma, people don't know. Like
Nah, niggas know you in a coma, bro. They just wait for you to wake up.
Yeah, but you really, my family don't know.
You heard that? They waiting for you to kick the bucket. Don't play.
I'm not
Yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Not
I'm
to
picking
wait
a
for
coma
you to wake up.
instead of 5 years
They
in
not
jail.
waiting for
That's
you
a
to
long
wake up.
dream, bro.
Yo,
You know what's gonna be happening? Like you might be in heaven or some shit. Like you might be going, or you in purgatory, whatever they say.
listen, man.
You could be stuck.
But your whole life
Stuck,
starts
bro.
over low key from a coma.
5 years in jail, I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it.
I'm not
But
doing
the
I
it.
mean,
same
in
guy that
today's
won't
times,
snitch.
I understand.
But I'm saying, if I have the option to that option, I'm not doing it, bro.
Listen,
That's me.
that's you. I mean,
I'm gonna
cool.
take that 10 year nap.
10-year nap.
10-year nap.
nap.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro, because I'll be
And
reading
you're
about
guaranteed, but nah, your question is invalid. Then, are you waking up?
Yeah,
from
you
this
waking
coma?
up. You waking up.
in 10 years.
Yeah. You're gonna get released in 5 years, or you waking
You
up?
missed
read
10
people-
years of your life.
You missed 5 years of your life incarcerated.
5.
Not really, because you can still get visitors. Like you're missing life, but it's still like
You can still see
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
listen.
like in a sense, it's like you in and out. Like coma, bro, you straight sleep, and you don't know what's going on. Because like I said, I've read books on people that had near death experiences,
Right.
comas and shit like that, and it's all type of wild shit you don't even know that could be happening, bro. And you that got to deal with it. Like you there.
Yeah.
10-year nap.
Movies of people getting married over
10-year
your
nap.
wife.
10-year nap.
Don't go and marry.
A 10-year nap?
Okay
I'm taking the
that?
5 years.
10-year nap. I
That's
don't got a
that's
wife right
quick
now. I'm talking about right
good
now.
behavior 2.5.
Oh, right now.
Right now.
I say that's a quick nickel for me. 2.5 good behaviors.
No, 5 years, bro. You doing 5.
I have to
You
do
doing 5.
He's like, what about my probation?
Yeah, like I'm still attached to the system.
Bad.
Nah, but yeah, I'm still taking a jail.
Yeah, I gotta go to jail, bro. I'm not
I
going.
hear y'all.
I felt that.
All right, so
10-year nap.
I guess it's time for my segment. You know what I hate. So yeah, we're just gonna go around the room. Everybody gonna say, you know what I hate or dislike. You don't gotta be hate. For me, I'm gonna kick it off. You know what I hate? What do I hate?
I thought you had something.
Nah, I had it. I just lost my train of thought.
I hate immature shorties.
There we go. It was.
Wait, hold on.
Elaborate.
Nigga, we just talked about it.
True. True. But you know what I hate? Well, I'm starting to hate. Rather, I'm starting to hate. I'm starting to hate women on social media that are using these retweets and likes to sound smart. Like they feel like they sound smart
Because they're just retweeting.
It's like no, because like people are retweeting and liking it, so they feel like because they're with the popular opinion,
They think it's validated.
They think it's like the right decision. It's not just women. Let me not say that, like men and women.
See how you be slandering?
But yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, see, that's a prime
I can't
example.
even think about what y'all talking about because I'm stuck on
Like-
the coma. Wait, I'm taking back my statement. I'm sorry.
You taking
I
a
thought we wasn't
coma?
waking back up from the coma. So
She
with
gotta
that being
think about
said,
it.
I want to do the 10-year coma. I need a break. I need a nap. We could go
Yo,
back
wow.
to the retweets
Yeah.
now.
I'm gonna come back.
You gonna wake up and be almost 40.
Yeah, you gonna wake up.
That's 10 years from now. That's not 40.
I said almost 40.
You're right.
10-year
That's
nap.
okay. I need a break.
Nigga,
You
when
gonna
I'm
wake
35,
up?
I'm like 40 in my
Wake
head.
up,
I'm not
you gonna have to
That's
restart your
cool.
whole life.
That's cool.
You ain't got
Jail is
no
on your
job.
record.
Ain't got no
Jail is
house.
on your You can't get a job. You got think about that.
I seen a shorty retweet.
You know what they say about that.
I seen a shorty retweet that if a lot of niggas agree with you, that you didn't say anything smart, mommy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It's still
What is
funny.
the logic now? I'm like, what is logic, son?
Okay.
What does that mean? Like,
From
yo.
New York.
Oh,
And
man.
people just not paying attention.
Nah, I'm just jacking, like, some girls, some people
retarded,
some
bro.
people dumb, exactly.
There's a lot of
dumb people out
retardation
there.
going on. But you know what I hate?
Hate dumb people, too.
When you having a site, right? You having a site. Motherfucker don't bring a goddamn thing. He don't bring a lighter. He don't bring a sheet of paper.
He ain't put 5 on
He ain't
it.
put 5.
Yeah.
But he looking though.
Snacks.
Oh, he over the shoulder with it.
Nigga said I can ask you for you.
He got a story to tell why he's.
You can use this.
Those be the niggas
got
that
a
have to
story
slip for
to
mad
tell.
long too. They be like, yeah, word, bro, for me to tell you
That's a
about my.
fact.
No,
Filthy,
nigga,
bro.
they supposed to
By the
fuck-
time you got a lighter
take your
again.
3 and pass, boy.
No.
This shit not for you. You just here.
I felt that.
You got anything that you hate?
Nah.
9 to 5
We gonna be
niggas.
positive?
Yeah, she hate 9 to 5
She's trying to
niggas.
spread love today. Right, she's trying to spread love
We
today.
spreading love today.
I
Nah,
hear
I
it.
mean just ignorant people, honestly. Just
Ignorant
people that don't want to tap into learning.
They don't take the time to learn.
Pretty much.
Just
Yeah,
facts.
just that.
Willful ignorance is mad annoying.
Yeah.
Willful ignorance to find that.
That's like when, like,
Yeah.
and,
I can't blame anybody
Just
for.
go
I
with it.
always say I can't blame anybody for being ignorant.
a specific
being
example
ignorant,
is the
Willfully
the
ignorant,
kneeling
too.
of the flag. Right.
Okay, so like you just choose not
You-
to. Okay.
Fuck! What the fuck you doing?
Okay.
Instead of asking why is he doing this, is
Right.
he's disrespecting
Yeah.
this. Fuck this nigger. Like,
You see, I didn't think about that willfully
That's willful.
ignorant.
That's
Yeah.
willful.
That's
Like you're
OD.
blatantly-
Willfully.
I'm talking about
yeah.
willfully ignorant. Like if I wanted to watch Love and Hip Hop, my nigga, let me rock. Come on.
no.
Nah,
What the
that's
fuck?
on a smaller
Nah, it's
scale.
ignorant ass TV,
But no.
We
That's,
and
even
I'm
talking
willingly
about those.
watching this right now.
We're not even gonna get into those. But just like just straight up, you
Yeah, nah,
You don't
I
even
understood
care.
that. For me.
that shit is annoying, bro.
yeah.
Yeah. So lastly, last thing I want to get into, one thing you tell your high school self. Anybody can go. I still got to think about this. I ain't gonna hold you.
Work hard, it'll pay off.
You jacking that?
That's what I would say to myself. That's cliche, but shit, I wish somebody beat that in my head even more than I did.
I would
That's
tell
okay.
myself, don't be afraid to try. Because there was a lot of times where I should have did something in high school and I didn't do
You
it.
didn't.
I was scared,
Okay.
for sure.
So thinking.
Nah, yeah, you go ahead if you got one. What would I tell my high school?
Be more not on a routine, but be more what's the word? Structured, not militant, but like
Disciplined?
structured discipline. There we go.
Be
More disciplined. Cause I felt like in high school I got away with a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Didn't we all?
Cause I was smart enough to get all my work done,
Right.
but at the same time be
Be on
able to run
bullshit.
havoc.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that in the real world. You feel me?
Yeah.
You can to an extent, but you gotta at least get your foot in a couple of
You gotta
doors
work hard before you can play.
Before you could play.
Yeah.
So I wish that I had that discipline to actually know when I get out into the real world, you're gonna have to do things on a timely basis. You're gonna have to do things according to such and such rules and stuff like that. Especially since I was an entrepreneur since young. I was just like, no, you can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna turn this in when I feel like it. And I'm gonna get to work when I feel like it. So
Yeah, for me, I'd probably say it's tough because it's not necessarily my fault, but like a lot of things came easy to me like these during the high school years, and then when I hit college, when certain things started getting like tough,
So what is this?
I started like kind of like panicking a little bit. So like, I guess I tell my high school self like yo, prepare for like the worst. You feel me? Like it's not always gonna be as simple
The
as
sweet,
it,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
basically as sweet as it is
Yeah.
right now. Like it gets tougher. You know what I'm saying? So like that's probably what I would tell me.
right.
That's solid. And the sidebar, the reason why, I don't know if we mentioned that we went all to the same high school, but that's the reason why I wanted that, you know.
I was gonna say I didn't even know you went to Grand Street.
We all went to
Likewise.
Grand Street campus. Shouts out to the
What
Wolves.
school? It wasn't EBT.
EBT.
There's no way.
EBT.
She was a year under us.
Yes,
Oh.
darling.
I didn't know.
Likewise, I didn't know that you went to EBT
So saying.
either, until I pieced two and two together and saw you in their pictures.
I'm done. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
Instagram. Look at your piece together story. But with that being said, I guess that we'll wrap it up here. I think we went through all topics. It was a good episode. I
We
love the
appreciate you,
conversation.
Seth.
Definitely appreciate you
Definitely
coming.
shout outs to the
Thank you for
guests.
having me.
Before we exit, you can plug your
Your business.
your business.
Oh, okay.
Instagram.
I was like, what
Businesses.
happened over there?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Okay, so right now I'm actually working on my website, so I don't have a website for you guys, but you can check out my Instagram, which is at Hooked by Dree, literally HOOKEDBYDREE, Hooked by Dree, and you'll see everything in between, whether it be my bartending side of life, my holistic side of life. We got CMOS because, it's Corona. We got, ginger shots, all of that in between. So check that out. And then when the website gets up and running, you'll be able to actually order on a constant basis. And that's it.
Support black businesses.
Always.
We out of here.
I hear that.
That was the Grand Street Bell.